Okay, so it's all about balance. We're stuck here. Okay, so it's like everything's on a seesaw, swinging between the extremes. And if you're cooking, you know that too little salt or too much salt, and the meal won't be perfect. Or if you're driving and you're driving too slow or you're driving too fast, you're going to cause problems. If you're tuning your guitar and you don't tune it enough, the pitch is going to be too low and the string is too slack. Or if you tune it too much, you're going to be out of tune, the pitch will be too high and you'll snap the string. If you're a baby and you're learning to walk, then it's literally all about balance. There's all these different muscles, something like 50 different muscle groups, and they all have to map onto this balance functions in your ear. And so some muscles are relaxing and some muscles are, what's the word for it? Tensing. And so these different patterns of relaxing and tensing allow us to one day stand up and be balanced, not fall over, you know. Okay, if you're a parent and you're disciplining or punishing your child, then too little discipline and the child will become unruly and disrespectful, disobedient. But on the other hand, too much discipline and punishment, and the child becomes fearful and inhibited and yeah, so there's this optimum level, this sweet spot. So a lot of us think that stress is a bad thing and a negative thing and we don't want it and need it, but actually there's a stress curve and there's a healthy amount of stress that keeps us motivated and keeps us busy and focused. But there's also too much stress that can get tiring and that can get overwhelming. So how to keep in that optimum stress level? So yeah, these parenting and attachment styles, we can see that there are some very different, even opposite emotional schemas involved. You know, for example, the avoidant attachment style has repressed anger. So this child cannot show anger, cannot even feel anger. But the resistant attachment style, the child is allowed to amplify and exaggerate anger in excess. So that child has too much anger and this child has too little anger, you know. So one needs to rein it in and the other one needs to unleash it, you know. So one person's cure is another person's poison. And unless you understand this imbalance in your emotional schemas, you can't really know if you're moving in the right direction. So the Chinese have this beautiful symbol of the yin and yang, which is the opposites in this swirling dynamic embrace. And one of the polarities or opposites is masculinity and femininity, which we as individuals have to grapple with, but also as a culture, because these are largely cultural constructs. But also, when you're studying psychology and this masculine, intellectual, cerebral approach, which is brilliant, but it's disconnected from the body and the heart, needs to be balanced with the feminine, heart-centered, social, interpersonal, relational approach. And so yeah, we need to find the balance between heart and mind. You can't just always follow your heart without thinking things through. It leads to problems. Similarly, you can't always just be analyzing everything and not feel what's going on, you know. So yeah, walking in this balanced way and living in this balanced way, you eventually become more free. And what is freedom? So, um, yeah, overcoming everything that's limiting you and holding you back from the fullness of life and love. And um, we won't really know what that is like, what it looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, because we've been stuck in this prison, in these shackles for so long, that eventually when we break free, that's when we'll feel and know what it's all about. But the process, I keep repeating this. In my book, I say you need to be able to feel, regulate, evaluate, and express each of your emotions. So, feel, you need to allow the emotion to fill you with its energy and not regulate, you not get carried away and overwhelmed by the emotion, but also not just push it aside. And holding this charge of this emotion, you want to evaluate and see what is it telling you about your situation and what you can do to resolve it. And then you express the emotion, you do something, you talk to the person, you take action, and in so doing you release the energetic charge of it and the muscular tension, nervous system tension of it, and you restore calm and you relax again, and there's no residual charge or pressure remaining bottled up within you. So within the body, the key, the starting point, especially in trauma recovery, but in everything, is to feel safe. So the healing process can't really begin if you're in a dangerous situation or a traumatic and abusive situation. You have to feel safe and calm and relaxed. So as I just talked about, in the heart dimension, you need to be able to feel, express, and regulate your emotions. Now soul, I like to think of soul in terms of connection and empathizing with other people's feelings is the key to being able to relate to each other and having meaningful relationships. And the mind dimension, we study, we experiment, and we review. So we say, okay, I tried this, it didn't work. I tried that, I think it's working. And so next round, let's do things a little differently, But yeah, everything comes back down to safety. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out via WhatsApp, the Facebook group, YouTube, comment section. You can send me an email, walid@loveshinehealing.com. We can do a Zoom session or a webinar. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. The thing with these, with balance, is that we need an outside perspective on ourselves, and so someone to challenge us. So if you're used to doing things in a certain way, let's say you're very analytical and you like to study and you're bookish and you watch a lot of videos, but you don't know how to bring a creative dimension to that, or a symbolic exploration, or how to feel your way back into it, into your body, into your emotions, and yeah, and then also like identifying your parenting and attachment styles and your emotional schemas. I mean, you can probably try to do it on your own, but it helps to have someone to talk to as you're going through the process, you might even want to begin to uh, go through the actual process and start applying things and identifying aspects of your life where you can change certain things, or where you can express a certain emotion with a certain person to change the dynamic. So, yeah, look forward to hearing from you.